Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I am making some sandwich filling today, and I haven't made this one before. And look, I've got it here. But I've had a lot of people, or a few people I should say, like probably 3 or 4 people tell me that this is yummy. So I had a single chicken breast left, so I thought I would make it. Now this one takes half a kilo of chicken breast. I don't know how much my chicken breast weighs, so I'm going to scale my recipe accordingly just to use it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cooking. So this is going to be for our lunch today. So I've made my loaf of bread for the week, and I thought we'd do some chicken sandwiches. So I thought I had spinach, but I don't because I used it all last night. So we're going to have it like they use spinach or lettuce or something on theirs, but we're just going to have plain chicken. Rightio. So start. But it sounds delicious. Okay, so we're going to start off with a kilo of water. So we're going to, or 1,000 grams. So we're going to steam our chicken breast in the varoma. So I've already made bread today, so this is, I knew that was shiny clean. There's my spatula. And let's go. Let's tear it because I've moved everything around. Okay. Perfect. Something's touching it. Okay. Okay, next. And now we're going to place our varoma dish in place. So I like to say this every time. So this is our varoma dish. Oops. You know what we need, don't you? We need a lid. Rightio. So then we want our varoma. So this is showing us to take this lid off and put the varoma dish in place. Next, weigh into the varoma dish, 500 grams of chicken. And it says halved horizontally. So I've cut this, like that was one piece. And then these were little bits that were sort of loose on the chicken. So that's actually the tenderloin. Okay, so that's 370 grams. Next, leaving some holes for steam to circulate. Whoops. So I've got some holes for the steam to circulate. I'm going to put the lid on. Oops. I'll have to wash this up because I've put chickeny fingers all over it anyway. Okay, next. 25 minutes, varoma temperature, speed 2. And then I'll be back. So that's our 25 minutes up. Let's go next. And it says to set the varoma aside, which I'm going to do. But first thing I am going to do is check the chicken. Okay. How hot? Yep. That's just flaking apart. So, rightio. And we're going to transfer the chicken to a plate and leave to cool for 15 minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to discard the steaming water and then I'll be back. Now I know it said to put the chicken on a plate, but I'm just leaving it in the varoma I don't think there's any need to dirty another dish, so I'm just going to leave it there in the Verona. Next, and now we're going to place the reserved cooked chicken. So that's got to sit to rest for 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes. Rightio? Because we're going to let it cool a bit and then I'll be back. So rightio, continuing on, it says to add our reserved cooked chicken into the thing. So I've just put them on the lid of the Verona. So I've always, I think it's the road to loving my Thermomix. I've always done their shredded chicken. So this, and I make it a lot. So this one here is the first time I've done this. So yes, and now we're going to shred that 10 seconds, speed 4, with the blade in reverse. So let's see what that looks like. Okay. What it said, I didn't have the lid on properly. There we go, try that. So I haven't had that before. So obviously I always put the lid on properly, but yeah, if your lid's not quite clicked down, it won't lock. And instead of just keep trying, it'll give you a warning screen. So now transfer into a bowl and set aside. So that's it. Smells divine. I love chicken. No, I'm not going to do that. Yes, I am. Rightio, I'll get a bowl for this. Okay. So that was $3.80. So probably 4/5 of the required chicken. And that might be okay. I'm more thinking about how much mayo to put in on the, where's the, and that. So now I haven't got any fresh parsley. I'm not putting fresh parsley in this. I'm not putting dried. I feel that for this, I mean, it would have to be fresh. So I'm going to say yes. And then I want 50 grams of raisins. I had raisins in my hand. Okay, I'll have to go looking. Yes, I'd got the raisins out. They hadn't made it to the kitchen yet. These are just the small raisins. I love those really huge ones. They're my favourites. Okay, let's just do that because we had, instead of 500 grams of chicken, we had 400. Now, it says 50 grams of unsalted peanuts. So these are the only ones I've got, and they are salted. So I'm just going to take that into consideration when I'm putting the salt in the into the chicken. Rightio. Now chop that for 3 seconds on speed 5. Next, add 250 grams of mayonnaise. This here is the Kewpie mayonnaise. It was on really good special and I bought a couple of them, but I usually make my own mayonnaise. If you have a Thermomix and you haven't made your own mayonnaise at least once, then let me tell you, you should. Because it is so easy. Hang on. Oh yeah. That is empty. Rightio. So let's just do 200 grams. Because of the not as much chicken. Now we're going to put the chicken back in. Next. Okay, now we've got all the good stuff. So we've got 2 teaspoons of curry powder. I don't know if you watched my video the other day where I made the curry powder. This is so yummy. And it's the recipe of Cookie Doo. I will definitely be making this again. Okay. 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric. Now it says half a teaspoon, oh hang on, let's do this. Half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon because I put those salted peanuts in there, and we can always add a bit more salt onto our sandwich. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Next. And now we're going to mix it for 30 seconds on speed 1. Let's look in the bowl. I didn't actually show you the chopped peanuts and that, and raisins. I didn't look myself. I'm a bit slack. So, and then this is our last step. Then it's ready to go on our sandwiches. So I've made a loaf of bread today. So what I'll do is I'll clean up my mess. I'll get a couple of slices of bread, and we'll come back and we'll make a sandwich and we'll have a taste. So I'm just going to show you, if you take the lid off, it stops the chiming. You don't have to serve immediately or cover with cling film and store in the fridge for up to 3 days. Rightio, so I will be back and we'll make a sandwich. I'll just put that on there. I'll have to get a container to put that in. Rightio. Okay. So this is today's loaf of bread, and it is the basic bread. Now I've made this one quite a few times, so if you want to go check out some of my other recipes, I've made this one videos. I've made this one a few times. This is my bread knife from the mix shop. Love this. Hang on. You can set the guide how wide you want them. Now, what I am going to do is I'm not going to have, I'll slice that up in a minute, but I am not going to have 2 pieces of bread. I am just going to have the crust, put a little bit of butter on it. I love butter. What is it? Really unhealthy, I think, but they reckon when you put butter on, you should be able to see your teeth marks in it. So I haven't quite got that much on there, but I have got a healthy amount. And then, oops, let's bring this over here so I don't knock it off the bench. So this is our chicken. I think that will fit in that dish. Okay. Especially after I take a couple of spoonfuls and put it on my sandwich. So I mean, I love an open sandwich because I'd rather put a bit extra filling on than have a second piece of bread. So, saying that, I love bread. Cheers. Oh, that's good. I reckon some baby spinach or lettuce with that would be delicious. I'm going to bite that bit 'cause it looks like got a bit of peanut there. That. That is delicious. I would recommend trying that. I really love that. That is delicious. And this is why I love recommended recipes. When people recommend a recipe to me, and I am more likely to try it if someone recommends it than if I am just picking one off the book now, off the page. Now I've been looking at this recipe and I keep skimming over it, but in the last little bit, I've had about 3 or 4 people tell me that they make the Coronation chicken filling and it's delicious, and it is. And the fact that I've got it on super fresh bread really, really, really ups the ante. Rightio. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please give it a thumbs up, pop over to my channel and subscribe, and I really hope I'll see you next time.